why when we recruit, that's how I recruit. I just call and call and call until you answer. You know, so I wanted to make sure I didn't want to say anything negative about George, but I'd be up here to roast. So I said, when he asked me, I said, I will only come if I'm allowed to talk about positive. Because usually the roast, you have to, you know, make fun. I didn't want to do that. I only want to stay positive with my man, George Lapedis. But first and foremost, I want to say to Mr. Manning, you know, I was listening today, and I thought it was a great testament, because even with our own basketball team, I used with Peyton, just how he quarterbacks the team on the field and off the field. I thought today was a great example where all was kind of going on in the media, and they asked Peyton Manning about some of the stuff about what the Colts owner had said, and he took the high road and said the right things and was professional as always. So that's a great example. So you obviously raised your sons at the highest level. So give, again, Coach Manning you know, just a couple things on George. George has been a dear friend. He's been a confidant of mine. I've leaned on him so many times. I remember when I first got the job here, just the first few days, it was hectic. I was out of my mind. I said, what am I doing? You know, I'm by myself. Everyone left to Kentucky with Coach Calipari, and I'm just sitting there running around. And I remember at one point I actually just hired someone to drive me around because I was afraid I was going to fall asleep at the wheel because I hadn't been sleeping. And I said, I need some help to kind of calm me down and how to keep the expectations in place. So George and I were texting a little bit. He said, I need to see you. I'll help you. I'll give you some things that you need to do to help you calm the fan base down. And so George and I met a few days after I got the job in the office, and I was, again, just going a million miles an hour. George, we sit down, and he said, Josh, I got a great idea for you. He goes, you really want to help calm the fan base down? I said, absolutely. You got to remember, I'm following John Calipari, who had the greatest 4-year run in the history of the NC2A. George Lapedis said, there's one thing you can do. I said, what's that, George? Win the national championship. So, that didn't help one bit, but that was his advice to me. So I appreciate that, George, and I try to live on top of that every day. But real quick, just a couple quick words that I want to talk about just in George in general. I mean, when you think of George Lapedis, you think of loyalty. You think of dedication. I mean, the guy is at the press conference today for the American press conference. I mean, he's doing his radio show from the FedEx Forum. You're talking about dedication and what he means to sports and to this city. It's unbelievable. He's there serving the city once again today at the press conference. You're talking about genuine. I mean, the guy is as sincere and as honest and a man of integrity. When you're talking about the word integrity, which I think is so important, you see George Lapedis right there. We talked about dedicated professionalism. He's polite, even though some people think on the phone call when you hang up on him, George, you are very polite and you're a good man. And Miss Barber, I want to say to myself, who's now I consider myself a Memphian, and everybody else, for you lend your husband for that many years to all of us, and the difference that you've made, George. May God continue to bless you, and thank everyone for being here. Go Tigers!